The purpose of this video is to look at a feature within HeiferTracker that allows us to look at a specific date range and metrics related to that date range alone. So HeiferTracker, again, is part of the Tracker series within PCDART, which are all available on the Analysis menu within PCDART. So I'll go right to HeiferTracker. And now this time, with all the other videos on HeiferTracker, we've gone through a number of different metrics to look at, but we've always looked at the monthly table. In this case, I'm going to choose Summary Table. Now the Summary Table, once I choose that, it's going to calculate metrics relative to that date range represented, or date range entered. Where the monthly table, I was really looking at items month by month for the date range represented. So for this dairy, I'm going to go ahead and choose, let's look at summer performance for this dairy, and let's say June 1st, 2009, and let's say they wanted to go through let's say through August 31st. Okay, let's say this dairy had a question of, gee, how did my heifers do through the summer heat? So we're going to look at metrics from June 1st, 2009 through August 31st of 2009. So I'm going to hit Select All, okay, and hit Preview. And the first thing to note is that there's only one column, where when we did the monthly table, we had a column representing each month. And so the date range is listed at the bottom, in this case June 1st to August 31st, and every metric in this column is for that entire time period. So no longer can we look at inventories, because inventories are only relative to a specific point in time, and now we're looking at a range of time. Also, looking at items relative to a particular month or for the last 300 days, as was available with the monthly table, is no longer applicable, because we're looking at these items relative to this specific date range. So again, these items, I won't re-explain all these items because they're explained in the other videos, help videos, but we're looking at the same metrics, percent AI bred, percent preg by one cycle, and so forth. But for example, this 405 age at first breeding, that means the animals that were bred for the first time between June 1st and August 31st average 405 days. So we could change this date range to whatever we want. We could look at as short a window as a few days or a few weeks, however we want to do it. It allows us to really look at specific metrics for a specific period of time. So again, we have counts, okay? So that dairy generated 259 pregnancies during that time period. And again, like all trackers and all aspects of HeiferTracker, clicking on any cell will generate a list of animals, okay? So there are the animals that went into averaging that 405 age at first breeding, okay? And then as we move down through, we have counts and projected calvings and all those same metrics. But again, at the bottom, we're missing the survival analysis, because survival is not applicable for a time period. Because again, we're doing monthly cohorts and animals born over a 30-month time relative to a particular date. And those don't apply to a date range. So the summary table is useful for looking at reproductive metrics reproductive metrics for a specific time period, where we really want to nail it down and look at something more specific than just looking at it month by month. It's not going to include inventory counts, and it's not going to include survival information, and all metrics are going to be relative to that date range.